Hello everyone, my name is Flavio Cervantes and I present to you Trivia Game. Trivia Game was developed by Codebusters for the class of CST 338-402252. This game consists of users getting asked random questions. Users will then have to select the correct answer to obtain points. These points will be collected and each player that logs into the application will have a tracking history to keep track of one's progress. See below for our GitHub URL. What this consisted of was initial layout, a ERD, entity relationship diagram, and the team members were Raquel, Monica, Jeremy, and myself, Flavio. Okay, let me show you the layout. The layout consisted of the following. You have your Android, right? Within the Android, you have your UIs that are being output on the phone. From there, it uses the main activity to communicate. Then from there, you can log into the game. You can play the game. Or if you log in as an admin, then you have the option to edit questions. As you play the game and you answer questions, we have high score activity, which is keeping track of your score. There's also an external library within there. And with questions, it constantly communicates with quiz activity. And there you will have all these features shown right here. In order for all of this to be able to operate, we have to add it and set the true flag in the Android manifest XML. So right here, you'll see all the classes once again. We have various unit tests, database tests, same with configurations in the build gradle.kts. And as far as entities, we have the Active Directory class, Player Score class, and Trivia Questions class. From there, it communicates to the app repository and uses the DAOs, the data access objects, in order to communicate with the database, which then is able to have a recycler view for our high score. As far as the ERD is the question communicating with the quiz, and high score class communicating with Active Directory. This is so that users can, depending on the user, it keeps track of their score. And this is so during the quiz, there's questions that are constantly being output as the user answers them correctly. What I assisted with in this project was the app repository, the app database, all backend. Same with two of these tests. So these tests, I'll go ahead and show you, are the database tests. Give it a second to compile, and we shall see the output. So as you can see, testing for the database instruction completed. Same with the database creation and the database initialization. I also created two tests for the quiz activity. These were in order to make sure that the answers that the user was selecting was actually being output correctly. Right here we shall find mine. So I created a test for the following question. Database transaction should do what? So right here is that one. And then I also created another one for the testing the background task should do what question. And you'll find that one here. I also started and configured the activity main XML. These are all the UIs. See right here. I also generated the trivia game and uploaded this. So this is our logo. I assisted with the layout of the play game, high scores, logout. Regarding play game, I created this UI as well. And same with the timer scoreboard.
Hello, Monica here. So for my portion of this project, I was responsible for the user directory page. The user has three options on this page. They can play the game, check the high scores out, or log out. So in the high scores page, we decided to display the top 5 highest score the player manages to achieve right here. When you hit the quit button, it just takes you back to this directory here. When you start the game, it'll automatically launch a question and a 30-second timer begins decrementing. There's also a scores tracker on the left hand side for the player, and the program will take this information here and automatically load it to the high scores page at the end, should it make it to the top 5 list. So you'll also notice that when the correct answer is chosen, the button will illuminate green and the next question automatically loads. Timer starts all over again. If the wrong answer is chosen, it'll turn red. And at the end of these questions, the user will be automatically loaded back to the high score page. Ding. And then log out does just that. When the user hits it, it logs them out and takes them to the login page. Thank you.
This is presented to you by Codebusters. My name is Raquel Zuelke, and I am starting you off with the activity login screen, where we uploaded this trivia game logo. This is a screen where the user is able to log in with the appropriate username and password. Based on their login information, we route them to the admin screen or the user screen. When we log in as a user, we can see the welcome user text on top. Both admin and user screens have the same logout button that redirects them to the login screen. Now, when we log in as an admin, we can see the welcome admin text on top, as well as another function. I also contributed on changing the colors of the buttons, and in both the user and admin screen, I implemented an external library glide. I added the dependencies to the Gradle, then added the code to the appropriate classes. Here's the code for this ghost GIF that I added, and you will see another GIF in the high scores page as well.
Hello, this is Jeremy. For my portion for this project is creating the admin interface. Unlike the user interface, the admin interface has the feature called Edit Question, where you can add questions to the quiz. This is the extra feature right here. And you could type in whatever question you want along each answers, and you select the correct one right here, and then you click publish, and you should be able to go back to here.